Okay, in this demonstration, I am going to make some glue gun forms, a glue gun stamp, some roller stamps, and then I'm going to use these on the jelly plate. So this is a silicone baking mat, which is great for drawing on with the glue gun to make glue gun decorative forms. Okay, so here's my Sure Bonder glue gun. High temp works best because the glue flows out well, more fluidly than a low temp. So I'm drawing with my glue gun. So I made a spiral. Now, if you don't have your silicone baking mat, you can do this with parchment paper. Now, important step is once you've drawn your design is to put a piece of parchment paper on top and then rub it. You want this to be flattened. And the reason why is when you put it on your jelly plate, if it's not flat, it's going to slide around. Okay, and then you have to give it a little bit of time to dry. You can't peel this up right away. So while we're waiting for that, I thought I would try. Let's say you want something really detailed. I could draw it on a piece of parchment paper. So I have a bit of a guide. And this came up because Karen, who's here, was doing a paisley, which is complicated. And you might have to do something complicated in sections. Otherwise, your glue will dry before you're done and you won't have time to flatten it. But this is high temp, so I'm still okay over here. Now, this one I'll do a little bit differently. I'll just put parchment on top. So if you don't have a silicone mat, you can just use 2 pieces of parchment. I'm going to wait for that to dry. I'm going to seal this up. And I've got my spiral form, okay, which I will use on a print in a moment. Okay, so that's there. Here's this one here. We'll save that. Now I'm going to do one on a piece of cardboard, and I'm going to make it more complicated. So I might, if I can draw my design out. So I think I can do this all in one go, but if the glue looked like it was drying, I would have to turn it over, wait for it to dry, and then come back and do some more work. Okay, so I'm going to push this down and wait for that to dry. And when I peel it up, here's one that I've already stamped. It was just a simple X, okay? Another thing that's super fun is if you can get a cardboard roll, you can draw with glue on there and make a stamp, but you'll have to do this one in stages, like flatten a section, do some more glue, go to the next section. So I'll show you this one. If you're not into the glue gun thing, you can just stick adhesive foam on a roll and use that as a stamp. Okay, so I think this is ready. Not quite. Okay, so here's my jelly plate. I'm going to get this set up. Here is my stamp. Now, when you flatten them, they are going to you know, squish and not maybe be as precise as you might like. So you could play with flattening, not flattening, but my experience is they don't print as well if the glue is not flattened. Okay, so now I'm going to roll out some ink. I will start with just one color, and I'm using my Golden Open. It has a longer drying time, which is what I want when I'm printing. So remember, you want to roll back and forth, and for the most part, have an even distribution of ink. Okay, so here's the spiral form that I made. And this little thing, and I'm going to add in some others that I've already made. So I have like a whole tray of these. You can save them and use them over and over again. Okay, so now I'm going to print with rice paper. And the first print is not as interesting as the second print, and you'll see why. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of empty white space, but I could do more printing on this later if I wanted to. So then I remove these. And I'm going to pull my second print. Okay, this one has more depth. As a matter of fact, I think there's enough ink on there. I can pull a third one. Okay, that one's nice too. All right, now I'm going to do two colors, and I'm going to try out this cardboard stamp. So I'm going to do yellow ochre, and I'm going to do quinacridone magenta. Probably put on too much paint there, but we'll see. So when you have two colors, I lift, and then I have to position my roller to fill in the gaps, and then bring it over a little bit so they blend together. I can keep going to even it out. I kind of like this dot in there. So I'm going to leave it. And then I'm going to repeat stamp with this stamp that I just made. And if I turn it, some of the quinacridone from that side should come onto the other side. There we go. Okay, so there's the ghost print. Probably not going to pull another. There doesn't look like there's enough ink on there, but there we go. Now I'm going to repeat again, but I'm going to do my roller. Show you what that looks like. And I think I'm going to be a little messier with my rolling right now. Just see what kind of an effect I get with that. Okay, so here comes the roller. And I found this cardboard tube in some packing material down at the harbor, but you could get PVC pipe, like a plastic pipe if you wanted, or just stuff that you found. Now I've got enough ink on here. I'm going to try and roll a print, see what I get, and then I'll pull a print. Now it's pretty faint. Okay, now to pull a print from there. So my ghost print. There you go. Okay, I'll do some more. Okay, so this one I'm going to combine I'm going to make a stencil out of file folder. Already cut this down. So I'm going to cut some holes in here. And then I'm going to put my glue forms in. Okay, so. What I'm doing here is just giving you different ideas. You don't have to do all of them tonight, but you'll have the video and you can come back and go back to these if you want to. Okay, so put this down. And then I'm going to put some of my glue forms in there. Again, this first one is not going to be very exciting. You'll see why. It'll be the ghost print that's exciting. Sort of exciting. Okay, and pull these off. I even save the file folder because it absorbs the paint, and that could be interesting collage material. Okay, so now I'm going to pull my next print. And then the ghost print. Looks like a sea anemone or something. Okay, now let's see. One more, and then I think that's it. Okay, now I'm going to use the cutouts from the stencil. And I'm going to try my foam roller on top. So the possibilities, they're endless. And I am running out of paper here. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to double print on this one and see what I get. So this is where it gets confusing when people ask you, how did you do that? So I don't remember. I combined. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. Now I'm going to pull these off. And those are colored with ink, and that can be collage material. And I'm going to pull a print here. And then there is some leftover ink on there, so why not? Yeah, that adds something to it. I like it. Almost looks like a nautilus shell right there. Okay, and then you have all of these prints to figure out where you're going to put them to let them dry, but you'll have all of these papers to work with next week, and we'll start combining them.